This is an NBA Retro League update. The Carolina Copperheads made short work of the Heat checks on Tuesday, winning 135 to 106. For Carolina, it was the usual suspects doing the damage as Nikola Jokic scored 27 fantasy points in 37 minutes, Franz Wagner with 20, and big man Jalen Duren, who went off for a team-high 30 points in just 29 minutes of play. The Copperheads also got a strong performance from point guard Keontae George, who added 16 fantasy points in 33 minutes. The third-year guard out of Baylor is out to a great start in 2025 with an aggressive offensive attack that has gotten him to the line on a regular basis, where he's cashing in at a 91% clip. George is averaging 23 points and 8 assists per game for the Copperheads and is looking like the point guard of the future for the franchise. The Heat checks are a work in progress and didn't stand a chance against the defending champions. If things keep going the way they are, this team could be lined up for the #1 overall pick in 2026. One bright spot for the Heat checks was wingman Jaime Jaquez, who scored 21 fantasy points in 35 minutes. At just 24 years of age, he could be one of the team's cornerstones at a position that is tough to find quality. Jaquez was a first-round pick out of UCLA in 2023 and is currently having his best season, averaging 17 points and 7 rebounds in about 30 minutes per game.
In our other matchup, the undefeated 76ers took on the 2-1 Pistons in a showdown of top-rated teams. And this one didn't disappoint as it came right down to the wire. The Fort Wayne Pistons are operating at the thinnest of margins with just 12 rostered players and are heavily dependent upon their superstar, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Giannis came through with the good, scoring 25 fantasy points in 32 minutes. In his lone game of the period, Antetokounmpo shot 8 of 13 from the field and grabbed 11 boards to go along with 8 assists and 26 points. Giannis did struggle to convert from the free throw line, going 9 of 14, but that has always been an issue for the big man. However, his work on the boards and high field goal percentage made up the difference against the Sixers. Pistons forward Paolo Banchero also was a key contributor for the Pistons, scoring 25 fantasy points in just 26 minutes, ending a mini slump for the up-and-coming 22-year-old star. Banchero struggled early in the season, at least for his standards, and his production and health will be a key for the Pistons, who are just one injury away from going off the rails. Meanwhile, the Sixers got solid production from forward Jalen Johnson and guard Tyrese Maxey, who combined for 46 fantasy points, and 22-year-old prospect Dyson Daniels also contributed with 18 and 37. Newcomer Lauri Markkanen played mostly center for Philly and provided 16 fantasy points in 34 minutes. Philadelphia recently picked up the rich contract on Markkanen, which pays the big man $46 million. And it is hoped that he can resurge as a power in Utah with the Jazz after a couple of underwhelming seasons. In the end, the game came down to just 0.3 of a point, and the Pistons slipped by the Sixers to improve to 3-1 and sent Philly to their first loss of the season. This has been an NBA Retro League update. Stay tuned for more Period 4 results as they become available.